back to Spots and Stripes here in London, where Team USA have battled back from 6-3 down to tie the match at 6 apiece. It's the first of 7, meaning this is our final match for Team England. It's Mark Gray. For Team USA, it's Skylar Woodward, and your commentators are Jeremy Jones and Luke Richards.
Thanks, Nick. Who do you fancy, Jeremy, this one today? Who's going to win?
Well, I like Sky's chances. It seems like to me he's wanting to come with a shot. Mark's played pretty well today, but his last match, I actually kind of thought I saw a little fatigue.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah. Now the singles can wake you up a little quicker than the doubles. If you've got a little fatigue, you get to continually shoot. A little more confidence builds from shot to shot. But I wouldn't be surprised if it goes hill-hill. That's for sure. Now, one thing I saw about Mark is we've seen some different types of racks and breaks and outcomes after the break, but you have to hit it square to have a chance. And he's missed the one a few times. That was very square, so he's got to be happy as far as the way he hit him.
But not with the result there, as there nothing went down. He's got a nice shot on the one ball and the
he doesn't have a ton of angle.
There.
Doesn't have a ton of angle, so I'd probably draw off this instead of going forward with a little inside. Hair more angle, it's easy to get around the 3. But with not much angle on a slick table, you want to just draw one rail out towards the 2. Like so, yeah, nice shot. He's got some congestion though later in the rack. So he's got. That's a little light there, Luke.
It is indeed. Yeah, it's almost.
Yeah, you can see that is the 50-yard line there. And not only that, he's elevated.
Yeah.
So you just almost automatically you're adding 20% to the shot as far as difficulty once you become elevated. Nice hit there. Now that needs to slow down a little bit. Oh, that's ideal. Well, I don't know. Can he just kind of hold the ball right there and take the cut on the 5? I think he can. And maybe even nudge this side of the 8. Just to barely nudge it. The problem with nudging the 8, you don't want to nudge it too far on top of the 6.
Then you've got a real crowd, haven't it?
Right. I still think he's close enough to where he should be able to draw the ball and nudge the 8 and not hit it too firm, tying up the 6, I think, anyways. Now he could just go right at the 5 and maybe bump the 5. Okay, I like that shot. I like that shot a lot.
Yeah, the 6 passes, doesn't it?
It does. And then
left-hand side.
Not sure the 7 passes though, and so he wants to get above it to where he can either run into the 7 and open, or run into the 9 and open. Doesn't want to be short here with the cue ball. Wants to be above it. Yeah, there you go. And that looks almost ideal to where he can just hit this naturally and come across the top of the 7 and end up playing the 7 in the same hole as the 6, I believe. Now he may have to float it a little bit because he doesn't want to ricochet off the 7 and go into the corner. But I think he's pretty natural. He caught it too full, but if you notice, he hit the 6 to the left side of the pocket. So that's why he didn't catch a thinner hit on the 7. Watch where the 6 goes. That's what cost him the correct hit on the 7 ball. Should be okay here to feather this ball and run the cue ball safe, though. Oh, he's going that way. That's a little surprising. That tells me he's not going to run the cue ball all the way to the end rail. He's just going to play around in the center of the table, like so. And leave him a gap. Oof, that's close.
So it's hard to see from the overhead sometimes if the ball does slip through.
Or he can definitely get some of it, and I think he can get all of it. So he'll knock the 7 around trying to hold the cue ball there behind the 8-9. So he doesn't need to cut it at all and lose the cue ball. Got to hit it pretty much dead in the face. Is he cutting this in? He's taking a lot of strokes. Okay, and that's what I was talking about. He did pretty well there. They're almost all on the line, Luke. Kind of like snooker ends up sometimes. Okay, I don't think he can go for the make, though. I think the cue ball is going to have too much movement and a chance to scratch and hop off the table. I think he'll either try to bank it or knock it around the table. Oh, he went for the cut. Wow. Watch outside pocket.
Land. No.
Boy, and I remember a couple of years ago, Mark Gray was in some big situations for Europe in the Moscone Cup. I guess that had to be 2015 Moscone, is that correct? So,
yeah, he played, I think he played in Blackpool and 16,
then also
Pally and
yeah.
He made his debut I think in your last one in 2008 in Malta. That was his debut. But he didn't play. The format that was then was the players could play more or less matches, or now they all play the same. And that was the year like Mika won all the points, and I think Mark only played 2 or 3 games, but he was a winner anyway. But
I remember that Moscone Cup very well.
Yeah. Well,
I sure enjoyed going to Malta, though. That was a nice place.
Lovely place, wasn't it?
So winning on his opening break, Mark Gray takes a 1-0 lead in our case match. This is the captain's picks, and some people might wonder why SVB or Chris Melling aren't playing this captain's pick, but the stipulation was if you played the 12th match, you cannot play the captain's pick.
Well, I think the 12th match was also a captain's pick.
Yeah, it was essentially not part of the different sections. No. Yeah, different blocks, I guess you might call it.
I guess he went with Shane to try and save it, and then Skyler to try and win it.
2-ball. Oh, got a little kiss. So another dry break.
There's been so many, Jeremy.
Yeah, there has been so many, and one thing that I saw beforehand, though, from I would say more from some of the American players, and maybe not these 5, but at times some of these 5 is, some of these guys that are young and they've been raised playing the game where a ball on the break is almost guaranteed in most tournaments.
Yeah.
So, as I think it was Linus from the Peanuts, when you don't have your security blanket, well, now you can get a little short-circuited in the brain. And so, but that's one thing that I've been very impressed by the young guys this year, that they realize that it's not always going to be that guarantee. So you essentially kind of have to man up and play pool.
Yeah, there's no guarantee wing ball or anything like that.
Right. Now he's got an interesting shot on the 1 here. He could overcut this towards that pocket, and if he gets it into that rail, making it by the 8, and using the 8 is a pretty big pocket. It's just a matter if he can gain position on the 2. He's taking a lot of time here. He'd like to be able to bank the 1 straight back down table and lay the cue ball over on the side rail behind the 5-6, but it's a little touchy. I'm not sure what he's doing, really. Looks like he's hitting the right side of the 1, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, that looked like it was asking a lot. And not just to make the ball, making the ball is one thing, but to maneuver the cue ball by the 8 and back up table for the 2. You see the path of the cue ball where it was going?
Yep.
It wasn't very natural at all.
No. Well, it's got Skyler back to the table.
And Sky is, this is one where he'll let the cue ball go a little bit. And if the 4 is tied up on the 7, which when the balls were broke, the 7 kind of laid on the 4, he may try to break those out if it's needed. can see from this angle that the 4 is on the 7. It does not pass. So with the 3 being there, I understand. Knock the 1 in, play for the 2, and then maybe open with the 3 with the 4-7. But and I'll tell you, today we've seen those deeper shelves on this Rest-On table make a big difference.
A lot of balls have been left hanging there, haven't they?
Right, and deep in the pocket. So normally you have to draw out of this. You really can't just chip the ball. I think you've probably done a little bit of commentary at some time or another.
No, this is my first go.
Oh, it is your
Yes.
completely first now.
Yeah.
It's been a long day, but you've enjoyed it?
Yeah, I've certainly enjoyed it. Yeah, it's just interesting to listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about, Jeremy.
Right. Okay, I see a little gap on that shot there. I can see a little gap between the 4 and 7, so that makes me think it might slide by there. Now he's looking. I figured if there was any question, he would have looked a little earlier, but right there, the camera makes us think it doesn't go.
No.
But from the play on the 1 and 2, you got to believe it does.
That, to me, that 100% doesn't look like it's going to go.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'd like to bet on the go. I'll tell you that.
He's played for it, so yeah.
Even though I'm pulling for the other side, that's obvious. But so I have to hit this with a little low, maybe a hair right to spin back for the 5 in the side. He'll draw it right underneath where his hand's at. Watch out. If he clips the 6, it may be no good. A little fortunate there because there's no reason he should have ever contacted the 6 ball. That looks like perfect speed. Now being left-handed, the cue ball, the position should kind of replace where the cue ball's at now. That's ideal. Very natural. Just a little bit of low, maybe a hair left with it. Kind of slowly pull it towards where it's at now. I'd be surprised to go all the way down the table here. It's not necessary, but I guess it is the most ideal place on the table. Nice shot.
It's not much of an angle, is it?
No, but it's so close you can cheat the pocket, you know. And now Mark Gray with a routine 9 ball to go up 2-0 and breaking in the 13th.